What's up, you guys? It's Ryan and Crystal's Reviews, and today is Wednesday, which you know what that means. It's New Comic Book Day. So, I've got the brown paper bag. Let's open it up and see what I got. So first we're going to start with my store, which is Titan Comics in Dallas. He always puts in the comic shop news. This one's talks about Fantastic Four, 60 years of Fantastic Four. It's got a couple articles about them. It's got a couple articles leading up to Fear State Alpha for Batman, which I'm looking forward to. It's probably going to be a really good series. And then it's got a couple other, talks about some independent books. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in there. Something is Killing the Children 19. Picture that right there. So, these are kind of cool to get. I kind of skim through them from time to time. But that's pretty neat right there with Fantastic Four. I think that's going to be a cover of one of the books. So, alright, so there's the stack. So, pretty good haul this week. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 books. I think one of these is a book from a couple weeks ago that I got. But we're going to start it off with Heroes Reborn, number 6. That's a pretty cool cover there. With Power Princess on the cover, which is pretty much a Wonder Woman knockoff, but we don't talk about that. And then the next book is the Amazing Spider-Man, number 68. That's the Chameleon Conspiracy. This is part 2 of the Chameleon Conspiracy. So, Peter's sister has come face to face with the man who killed their parents, and the Chameleon plays a hand in that, and it's very brief. That part of the story is very brief. Most of it has to do with Ned Leeds being back, and it kind of shows a little bit of back preview for that, and then let's see, get to it here. Yeah, so Jamie, which is Peter's lab partner, they're talking about the catalyst, and that's been kind of an ongoing thing now. And Lizard shows up. So I've read all these books. I read them all today. I'm not going to talk. We'll talk about that on Friday on After the Pool. But you know, it's a good read. It's decent. Next up is Batman Detective Comics. This is 1037. So obviously we've gotten way up there with Detective Comics. I didn't get the cardstock cover. I actually like this cover better than the cardstock one. And another good story, and we'll talk about that again on Friday. I think there's 2 or 3 secondary stories. I didn't read those. I just read the main story, so I guess I need to finish reading those. And then this one I picked up. This book's from a few weeks ago. This is Hellions number 12. This is the variant cover with Rogue on the cover for the opening of the Hellfire Gala. This was part of that first week that they started with Marauders and X-Force, and then Hellions 12. But I did like this cover. I thought it was pretty cool. This is part of the whole series that connects, but I mean, I'd have to go try to hunt all those down at this point. And then we've got more Hellfire Gala. This is Excalibur number 21, so this is continuing the Hellfire story, which I've enjoyed so far. I mean, it hasn't. I don't think it's kicked into high gear yet, but I have enjoyed it so far. So we're 5 issues in, I believe, this week. So just almost halfway through it. I believe there's 12 issues, and it's been all right so far for me. So I've enjoyed it. And then we've got Iron Man number 9. So this is a really great Alex Ross cover. See there, I mean, that's just great Alex Ross goodness. And then Wonder Woman 773. So I find it funny that you've got Marvel doing Heroes Reborn with a Wonder Woman figure, and then you've got Wonder Woman doing a story with Thor, but it's not the Marvel Thor. It's just the regular Thor from mythology, which obviously they can do because that's mythology, and they can use that character. But you can see Thor's hammer right there on the cover. This is a neat cover. I like this. I know the cardstock cover was pretty good, but I kind of like this one just a little bit better. So then we've got Dynamite Lives. This is number 1. This is the Lisner variant. You got Ash there on the front, and then you've got Evil Queen, Red Sonja. So, I mean, it's Ash, so you know he's going to fight the Deadites, and she is the Queen of the Deadites in this one. So this continues, I believe this is the 2nd volume run. This continues from the first one, and it was an alright story. And then we've got, this is a new book for me. This is kind of a jumping off point. I read some good things about it. It's Jeff Johns. I like Jeff Johns. This is Geiger number 3. I really like Jeff Johns when he was DC, when he, the Green Lantern run was really good. Flash was really good. The Rebirth, I was okay with it. But this is Geiger number 3. This is an interesting story. I was really, I was glad I picked this up and started with this book. So I'm going to have to go back and read the first 2 issues because I haven't got to those yet. Then we've got Justice League number 2, Last Ride. This was a really good book. This is the Justice League that I like. I didn't really like the regular Justice League run. I'm really enjoying this one so far. I got a great cover there with Wonder Woman. And I mean, what I loved about this was the book takes off. I mean, it feels like it takes off the moment after this happens. So it's bang bang, and it goes right into it. And it's just a phenomenal book. I like the art's in it really good. The art that is in it is really good. Sorry. And then we've got Lobo there. So it's always nice it's fun to have him in the story, especially with Justice League. So it's been a really good book. Next up is Vampirella versus Purgatory, number 4. I heard a lot of people like this book, so I decided to pick it up. I like the cover, and so far, I mean, I was pleased with it. It wasn't the best of her stories I've read, but it wasn't the worst. It was a really quick read. I mean, I felt like there were very few multiple line bubbles. I mean, I think I read this in like 5 minutes. I mean, it was just, I went right through it. And then next up is X-Men number 21. This is the Sinister Villains Spider-Man variant. It was a great cover. So obviously this is continuing on the Hellfire Gala with Emma Frost. And like I said, I've really enjoyed it up to this point. I don't even think we've really gotten into the meat of what exactly is going on. They just, we'll talk about this on Friday. We'll talk about this book in detail on Friday. But so this is from my understanding, this is the last run of this series. And then this is Jonathan Hickman, and he is one of my favorite comic book writers. His stuff is almost always just great. His run on Avengers a few years ago was phenomenal, leading up to Secret Wars. So, yeah, I've enjoyed this. I think he's picking. I think he's supposed to pick up the next book. I'm not sure. The next X-Men run. I could be wrong on that. I hope so, because like I said, I really enjoy his stuff. So the next book, I got 2 here that are left. Really enjoyed this book. This is Bunny Mask number 1. This is a really hot book this week. When I got to Titan Comics, they were already sold out. So if I hadn't put this on my pull list, I wouldn't have gotten it. They were sold out. Both covers were sold out. The variant cover was sold out. This was a hot book. This is a really interesting story, and there's a nice twist. Well, there's more than one twist, honestly. There's a lot of twists in it. The last twist was really, really surprising. Even I kind of had to stop and kind of flip back a little bit and then go back to the end to make sure I read it right. So looking forward to talking about this more on Friday on After the Pool is Gone show. This was a great book. The art's really good. Show some of the art there. So the art's really nice. All in all, you know, really pleased that I put this. This is from Aftershock Comics, and this is a $4.99 cover price. Really glad that I put this in my pull box. Otherwise, I wouldn't have it, because I think everybody knew that it was going to be a really good book, and people are probably specking on it big time because of movies, Netflix, Amazon, whatever. It's getting tough just being a regular comic collector, because more and more people have started to flood the market, specking on everything they can, and it's harder to even new age books. It's getting harder to secure unless you've got them on your pull list. So that's a good key. That's a good idea to remember out there. If there's a book that you think you'd be interested in, and maybe you heard some stuff about it, it's specking out or whatever, put it on. Just get a hold of your LCS, put it on your pull list, because you can't take the chance now that you're going to show up, you know, an hour after they open on Wednesday and there's going to be copies left. They could be gone in the first 20 minutes. So this was a prime example. I think I got there right around lunchtime. I did it on my lunch break today, and they were already out. And he's only been open for an hour, so he was sold out in an hour. So it's just something I'm telling you. When it comes to stuff like this, Something is Killing the Children. That's another one. Stuff like this. If you think it's going to be a good book, put it on your pull list. Worst case scenario is you read one of them, you don't like it, then you can drop it, or you get it. Say you decide you don't want it, you put it back. Whatever it may be. And then the last book, and I got this book because I really thought the story sounded really interesting, and the way this book starts off, and I'll talk about it more on Friday, but it was just kind of out of the blue. This is Cherry Blackbird, #1. This is the regular cover. There's a variant cover where this looks like a VHS tape, which is pretty cool, but I didn't get that one. Yeah, this book, it's a little weird. This is an adult, mature, 18+ book, and this was another book that was one per customer at Titan Comics. And when I got there, they might have had 2 or 3 copies left. So this was flying off the shelves too. This is who is this? Scout? Yeah, this is Scout Comics. It's a $3.99. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Ghost Rider. The synopsis is that she's a rock star, and she makes a deal with the devil. On her 27th birthday, he comes back and he gets to take her to hell. And then the day that she turns 26, he shows up and says, hey, these 7 souls escaped from hell, and if you'd go catch them for me, then I'll let you out of your contract. So it's a really interesting read. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Ghost Rider, but a little bit of different spin on it. So it was a good read. So that's it for this Wednesday. And like I said, it's about 14, 15 books there. So we got some good reading material for this week. And tomorrow is the Thursday Throwback Issues show, and then we'll do the reviews on these on Friday. So please tune into that. Please drop us a like, and please subscribe to the channel if you all want more comics, and then of course more reviews like what Crystal does. And we appreciate it. Appreciate everyone subscribing and liking, and we will see you tomorrow night. Read those comics.